What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a quick Destiny 2 news update. And the game has just had a little bit of downtime today, for the first time since the final shape launched. Actually, that's not quite true, is it? But there has been a patch drop, so that's worth a mention. Plus, Bungie actually gave a warning about a pursuit in the final shape, and it is the exotic quest for the Khovostov. There's a couple of details worth knowing on that front, so we'll talk about those. Bungie touch on server performance, an emote that is now available to all players after a bit of a weird bug, and we got a few other things to talk about. So as always guys, I hope you find the video useful, but now let's get into it. And on the subject of the exotic quest for Khovostov, you may have seen in the past day or so, we can now get a legendary version of it. This will actually be part of the exotic quest, with the legendary version initially being earned via Mika's conduit, where we can pick up the quests alone in the dark, and they have us running a bunch of different objectives and missions in the Pale Heart called Cyst. And in those missions, we can pick up collectibles called lost encryption bits. Plus we get other encryption bits by collecting regional chests in the Pale Heart, and once we have enough of them, we can form a key that allows us to go and open the chest in the Cosmodrome Wall, or the Pale Heart equivalent, that will get us the legendary version of the weapon. I'll link a video down below with how you can do that, but something important, Bungie Help said, due to an issue, we'll be disabling the ability to pull the legendary version of Khovostov from collections, and players will be unable to acquire the exotic version of Khovostov if they've dismantled all copies of the legendary weapon until we're able to implement a full fix in a future release. So if you do those quests, or if you've already earned a legendary Khovostov, make sure to not delete it again, because we can't pick one up from collections, and that will block progression for the exotic quest when it does indeed drop. In terms of when the exotic version will be available though, we don't know just yet. It's possible it could be fairly soon, during one of the daily resets. But for now, keep that warning in mind, and I'll keep you posted if we get any news about the exotic. Up next though, let's talk about updates. Bungie first shared a chart showing the drop in kick to orbit errors that occurred when they rebooted a bunch of servers. This was during the launch for Final Shape, so things are certainly far more stable now, and it's good that Bungie eventually got a handle on it. Otherwise though, we have had some downtime today, and this is for update 8002, and now of course the game is back online. It turns out for the patch itself though, we get a patch note. So Bungie say for the Salvation's Edge, which is the raid, of course launching tomorrow, that they fixed an issue in preparation for that. So obviously this was something that was going to be relatively disruptive, so they've pushed this patch as quick as possible in order to get it fixed in time. So in itself that seems like a positive, I'm sure. There are however other known issues that Bungie outlined before the launch of the expansion. Some of them affect some of the content that we're getting to around about this time. And for the vestiges and memory items on the Pale Heart, which are quest related things, Bungie did say that vestiges won't auto convert into a memory if another memory item is in your inventory, so players must obtain another vestige after the memory is used for vestiges to be able to convert into another memory. If you are at that point where you're actually using those items, it is worth keeping in mind, as it could save quite a bit of time having to go ahead and re-earn stuff. Otherwise, with Khovostov seemingly launching fairly soon, just keep in mind that the trait Eyes Up Guardian incorrectly states that the ricochet shot deals more damage, so that in fact won't be a thing according to those notes. But for other known issues that Bungie had outlined, hopefully we'll be getting more patches and updates for them soon. Next up though, we get onto Bungie's Twit update for today. And firstly, as you can see in the background right there, they have posted a trailer for the upcoming raid, Salvation's Edge. So this looks really, really cool. Of course, it'll be a big weekend in terms of the raid drop in itself, but also it's likely that after it's completed, or should I say, it's guaranteed after it's completed, that there will be more story components for the main campaign of Final Shape. So there'll be more content coming out over the course of the weekend for all players, whether you jump into the raid or not. Raid trailer's looking absolutely awesome right there. So let us know if you plan to dive in, but Bungie do provide a list of disabled items for the raid. So they say please ensure that the builds you're planning to use account for the following items being disabled. Firstly, the Lucky Pants for Hunters, but also the Cascade Point perk and Magnificent Howl perk will not function on any weapons that it's equipped on. And finally for Fragments, the Facet of Command will also not function inside of the World First race. So bear those in mind, let us know your thoughts about them. They do point out that they should be re-enabled on June 9th after the contest mode ends. This is something we're used to seeing in terms of certain items being disabled before a raid race, so that's that part. And then Bungie also shares some Salvation's Edge emblems right here. So the Brave Guardians who can complete Salvation's Edge on contest mode will earn the Hunker Down emblem. That's the red one at the top, really cool stuff. And for me personally, even more cool, but the Edification or the base emblem for the raid on the bottom right there, which actually features the Witness, will also drop in Salvation's Edge. So two very cool emblems, especially love that one with the witness's face on it. So let us know if you're looking forward to those. Ahead of the raid though, on Friday, Bungie do say they will be performing a short maintenance for Destiny 2, and it will start at 6 AM Pacific time and is expected to last for 1 hour so they can make a final few preparations before the raid. So be sure to take that into consideration as well, leading up to that race tomorrow. Kind of wondered whether Bungie would say something about the episode content inside of the TWID today, but nothing new just yet, so I guess we'll be going into it relatively blind next week, although they may have some reveals for it on Monday or Tuesday. Nonetheless, let us know what you're looking forward to diving into most. Up next though, some other quick updates here, and Bungie Help additionally said, due to an issue, we've made the painfully slow clap emote available to all players, and players who purchase the emote prior to this change will be contacted at a later date for next steps. And I believe this is because the painfully slow clap emote was literally identical to another emote that we've had in the past. I'm not sure on all of the details, but for any folks who purchased it, Bungie are saying they'll reach a resolution, and otherwise, that emote is now available to everyone. So I guess that's cool in a way. And then, due to an issue, they also said they've temporarily disabled the ability to gain Crucible reputation from private matches. This is because of another exploit. Otherwise though, first couple of fixes right there in the update for the game today. Plenty to keep us busy, of course, with the final shape content itself, but if you are wondering, episodes will begin on June 11th, exactly 1 week after final shape launches. And as we've seen from things like the season pass, it does look to be a Vex themed season. There are also some really cool sort of prismatic ornaments in the season pass associated with Echoes, and we can see those full armor sets or the artwork for them right here. So cool to get those from the season pass. And that quest that we've got for Echoes in our inventory basically just takes us to the helm initially, where obviously we will be handling some of the seasonal content, but otherwise the instruction is to thwart the final shape before we're able to make any more progress, but that will be next week, so plenty to look forward to. The only other quick mention is that Bungie posted a trailer for the Ergo Sum. Pretty cool right there. Obviously this is the same as the other trailers, but perhaps they decided not to release it. It's definitely been cool discovering that weapon and the fact that it has random kind of intrinsic properties and things like that. A couple of players on Reddit have very kindly pointed out though, that in case you don't complete the quest for Ergo Sum, be sure not to claim the Pathfinder rewards associated with it, as those are additional random chances for the weapon designed to actually be completed after the quest itself. So if you don't do the dedicated Ergo Sum quest, try and avoid completing any of those paths, because it won't actually drop the weapon and it will eat up all the chances to get those drops at a later date, or at least until the reset when we get more chances at it. So frustrating one for any folks who've lost swords or simply haven't earned those swords on those resets. Basically just do the quest first. For today though guys, that's what we have to speak about. So as always, I hope the video has been useful. Let us know how you're getting on with the final shape down in the comment section. But otherwise, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you all very soon.